Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video, and in today's video, I'm going to be specifically talking about why I end up switching to linear settings, and I thought I would never actually make this video, but I ended up deciding I wanted to switch to linear, so I wanted to be discussing in this video the pros and cons of linear, and the thing that really did it for me and the reason why I said screw it, I'm going to throw on linear and try it out. So I want to be talking about all that good stuff in this video, so make sure you guys do stay to the end. And before we get into the video, I'm going to be giving away 2,000 V-Bucks. And if you guys want a chance to enter this giveaway, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel and also subscribe to my second channel, because I'm going to be doing all of my live streams on that channel. So make sure you guys do subscribe to my second channel, turn on my post notifications, and leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into this next giveaway. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Okay, so in this video, like I said, I wanted to be talking about and give my reasons on which I decided to switch to linear settings. And I really never thought I'd end up making this video. I never thought I would end up switching, but there was a few key points and reasons in why I decided to say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to put on linear settings, give it a try. And I did try it out before in the past, and I personally did not like it at all, but I gave it another try, and there's a few things that I really do like about it, and there's also a few things I really don't. And I'm going to give my opinion on whether I think this is going to help me out in the long run or not. So when it came to public matches, I was honestly pretty good. I wasn't like necessarily the best, but I feel like I was pretty decent. I really don't play as good as I want to on stream, because when I'm on stream, I'm definitely reading chat, all that kind of good stuff. And when I play super try hard and get a lot of wins, get a lot of kills, usually I play super focused and all that kind of good stuff. So I don't really have the best of games when I'm streaming, but I do like to read my chat and all that kind of good stuff. But during the games that I was playing on stream and all the games that I play off the stream, there was a few things that I noticed that kept happening time and time again. Every single time I went into different gunfights, I would see the same things over and over again. Of course, when I get sniped from, absolutely no direction, some dude camping in the bush, some dude lurking in the shadows behind a building, whatever the case may be, of course I can't defend that type of player. But most of the people that I go against, since there is no movement, I really do have to focus on building. I also have to focus on editing a lot if I want to be able to win a lot of my gunfights. Now, on legacy settings, the old settings, of course, the accuracy is 100% better. It's way better than it is on linear exponential. So that's what I would recommend if you want to have the best aim possible. But honestly, when it came to public matches, it really wasn't cutting it. I was playing well, of course, but I wasn't winning as many gunfights, and I feel like I was losing a lot of my gunfights to building and editing that I probably wouldn't lose if I was very, very good on linear, because linear is, of course, definitely better if you're looking for building, editing, and all that kind of stuff like that, because it's very, very consistent. It's a linear graph when it comes to the movement of your analog sticks, so it's super easy to control, super consistent, it's really predictable, and that's what's very, very good about this. As far as aiming, can be a little bit tricky, because when it comes to aiming, it's better to have a slowdown when you're on your player, better to have that auto rotation when it comes to aiming, or you're aiming on the target you're trying to shoot at. Makes it 10 times easier, and it's just way better to play on legacy settings for aiming. But like I said, when it came to the public matches, I feel like I was losing a decent amount, or losing more games than I wanted to people just having better mechanics than me. So I said, screw it, I just gave up on aiming. Of course, my aim is still pretty good on linear, but I gave up a little bit of my aim to try to improve my editing and my building. So that was kind of like the main reason behind it. So basically, kind of the trade-off I had was I was giving up a little bit of my aim. In return, I got a little bit more building and a little bit better editing, because of course, building and editing is better on linear. And when it comes to the legacy settings, the aim assist that you have is going to be the best aim assist in the game. So we kind of had a trade-off. And even the games that I was losing, and like why I decided to go for the kind of trade-off, is I really wasn't losing any of my games to missing shots. I wasn't losing games because I was just, just shooting all over the place. I wasn't like these keyboard and mouse players that have absolutely 0% accuracy. Of course, you have the good players in the game that can hit shots, but a lot of them, they couldn't hit a shot for their freaking life. They're shooting all over the place. I had this one dude I was live streaming, and I was running around this corner, I shot him, and I swear to you, this dude whipped his mouse across this desk and looked the complete opposite direction and started shooting at the wall. Like a real player. I'm not even talking about a bot, a real player. This guy had to have been a keybot player, just 0% aim, just had no idea what he was doing. But back to the point I was trying to make, I'm not losing my gunfights because of accuracy, so I decided to give linear a try because if I saw that on linear I wasn't still losing gunfights to accuracy, then having that extra building and extra editing is only going to be an advantage that I can use, and just something that's going to be overall much more helpful in the long run. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to give linear a try to improve my building, try to improve my editing. So today, while I'm recording this video, I record my videos the night before, so today for me was the first day that I had linear on, and surprisingly my accuracy wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And one thing I did notice, clearly I knew it before, but I really clearly saw it when I was fighting other players, is when it comes to short range fights, like people who are point blank or within like 5 or 10 feet of you, it's super easy to hit your shots. The accuracy is very sticky, and you're going to be knocking the players left and right for the players who are right next to you. But when it comes to players who are at a little bit of a distance, now I'm talking mid range, I'm not talking exactly far range, of course that still applies, but I would say even mid range, you know, mid range SMG to long range assault rifle, I could not aim for anything. Of course, I would have some fights where maybe the other player I was going against ran in a predictable pattern. I was able to track it and try to line up my shot, but the accuracy is almost like non-existent. I mean, there was like no accuracy whatsoever on these long range shots. So I decided that, you know, if I want to be able to win most of my gunfights, I'm going to have to do it close range, which most of the gunfights that you're winning in this game are going to be close range anyway. It can be helpful to hit AR shots because it can be very helpful before you go into the gunfight if you can laser the guy down to like, you know, 50 HP, or you can laser him down to like, you know, or even get rid of his shield. That can serve you an advantage during the fight. But I kind of noticed, even though I was missing more AR shots than I was used to, it really wasn't the biggest of deals because most of my gunfights were close range anyway, and I still had some gunfights where I was able to get a laser on the other player. And honestly, it still is the first day, so I still am going to be able to improve my accuracy over time. But I feel like, of course, my accuracy is never going to be as good as it was on Legacy, but my accuracy isn't going to be as bad. And I feel like the improved building and editing mechanics that I'm going to gain are going to outweigh the AR shots and those mid-range shots of my SMG. You know, it's kind of the trade-off, and I feel like it's way more worth it to have the building and editing for Chapter 2, just because there's no movement. There's basically no IQ plays, really. It's just, you know, build fight on build fight, who's got the best gun skill, you know, who's in the best position type of thing. It's not really a bunch of outplays. You don't have like shock grenades, bounce pads, launch pads, where you can really make a lot of smart tactical plays. But here in Chapter 2, it's pretty much how it was early on in Fortnite, where it's just a bunch of gunfights going on, which I'm not complaining about. The only thing I can complain about, for those guys who watch my live streams, are the snipers and the RPGs that are absolutely the most annoying things to deal with game after game. But that's just how it is. But as far as the gunfights, I feel like they're pretty fair, pretty balanced, except for those two things. Take those two things out, everything else seems pretty fair, pretty balanced. And so I think the extra building and editing mechanics are going to serve me better than having a little bit better AR shot and a little bit better mid-range SMG. Of course, sometimes that might cost me gunfights, that might cost me games, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm going to be gaining way more benefit from that building and editing, from switching to linear, than staying on Legacy. So that was kind of the main reasons and why I ended up switching to linear, even though I really like Legacy and I would prefer to stay on Legacy, but I feel like I just can't compete because of the way that people play here in this chapter. Too much building, too much editing, mechanic type of stuff, and I feel like I'm just not going to be able to compete at the level I want to unless I do switch to linear. And of course in the future I may or may not switch back, but for right now I'm going to be trying out linear at least for a good couple weeks, and I feel like this is going to be the best bet because still close range, I'm going to be able to hit my shots. It's just long range that's going to hurt a little bit. But at the end of the day, I feel like I'm going to be gaining more benefit than losing. So that's why I end up switching to linear. So I hope you guys found this video kind of informative, kind of helpful, and cleared up some questions you guys might have. So with that being said, that's a wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and make sure you guys do subscribe to my second channel because I'm going to be live streaming on there. Kind of complicated on the reasons for it, but I will definitely explain it sometime in the near future. So definitely subscribe to my second channel. I'm going to be doing live streams every day on there, or at least every other day, or as much as I can. So definitely subscribe to that channel. I will really appreciate it. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.